Hello, and thanks for tuning in to QUTV. I'm Chairtye Boyd.
And I'm Sarah Valcamp. Today on QUTV, we'll tell you about a colorful event taking place right here on campus.
And find out how you can start better preparing for those upcoming student loans. But first, with graduation right around the corner, have you considered a career that you feel is out of your league? We did some research that revealed some interesting trends about the gender pay gap. With the ever-growing workforce on a steady rise, should college students be minding the gender pay gap? According to an article on USA Today, a PEW Research Center survey states that millennial women ages 25 to 34 made 93% of the hourly wages of men in 2012. The report states that today's young women are the first in modern history to start their work lives at near parity with men. Women, more than men, are naturally conditioned, even through high school and college, to pre-plan their lives. I'm going to stay at home with the kids. I'm going to lay low on my career. But we suggest that you go full steam ahead. PEW's research found that 55% of respondents believe that men earn more than women for doing the same job, and 46% of adults reported it is easier for males to earn top titles in business and government. Kristen Leeson gave us some tips on researching your career.
I really encourage the students to get on salaryexpert.com, something like that, and research what the job title is, the location that they want to work in, and what is the salary range. Then I think your negotiation skills come from your education and did you have an internship? Is your skill set a lot higher than just an entry-level student coming in? And that's where I feel like they can really negotiate the salary.
So as you start searching for that perfect career, remember, it never hurts to go after what you really want in this first-come, first-served world. For QUTV, I'm Chairtye Boyd.
According to the Chronicle of Higher Education, about 60% of college students take out student loans each year. Most loans don't require students to start paying them off until after graduation, but it may be a good idea to prepare for them while still in school. Financial aid counselor Kevin Williams provides ways you can start saving.
You can actually make payments ahead of time. I know a lot of people also will get a job off campus. Quincy is a very good community. They have lots of businesses that will hire college-age students. A lot of people will save those paychecks too. And if you can apply money towards your loans before you actually have to start paying on them, that saves a lot of money and interest in the long run.
After a reschedule due to the weather, this semester's ski trip had a busload of students anxious to hit the slopes. Students headed north to Andalusia, Illinois for the free trip made possible by the late-night programming grants. Students had the option of skiing, snowboarding, and even tubing. The trip provided students with a fun distraction during the busy semester.
It's definitely like my favorite time of the year, knowing the ski trip is coming up, because it's the only time of the year I get to go. The rest of the time I'm super busy doing other things.
The semester is flying by as spring break is now just a week away. QUTV's Colleen McCormack joins us with the ways to make sure your spring break is a safe one. Colleen?
Thanks, Chairtye. Traditional college spring break trips have dangers to them just as much as any other trip. So before you head out on your vacation to the beach, you may want to keep in mind these safety tips.
With the weather this week reaching up to 50 degrees and all of the snow melting away, students are really beginning to count down the days until spring break. Many students are preparing for road trips to warmer locations such as Myrtle Beach and Panama City Beach. The problem is that many of these trips come with inherent risks to them, as students are not always as the most careful that they should be. Jackie Pullman, a senior, is preparing for her third spring break trip. As a spring break veteran, her recommendation is to always keep track of each other.
Or something, it's important to always keep tabs with everyone who should be expecting you to like return back, or to, if you are going back early, to keep tabs on the people you know are still out.
I also sat down with Sam Lathrop, Director of Safety and Security, to get a professional take on spring break safety. He states that when you are drinking, you will want to watch what you post on social media sites, and while watching out for your friends, it might be a good idea to create a code word for your group. If you choose a phrase unrelated and under the radar, your friends will know when to pull you out of any sticky situation. Another scary and unfortunate reality that students should look out for on spring break trips is tampered drinks. Always pour your own drinks and hold on to them, but also know the symptoms of a tampered drink. Lathrop explains.
So, and watch for signs of predatory drinking. You know, the excessive sudden sleepiness, the excessive sudden inability to stay upright, excessively slurred speech, especially with sudden onset. Those are signs that perhaps you partook of something that was more than just the alcoholic beverage.
So, if you are going on a spring break trip, it is important to have fun, but use your common sense. Pullman agrees.
Just remember that, and although you only get this opportunity, a few times in your life, don't let it be, the time where you ultimately screw up and do something that can really hurt your future.
From QUTV, I'm Colleen McCormack.
Now, Colleen, you talked to a few students about spring break. Do you feel as though students have a good idea about proper safety precautions?
You know, Charity, I think students know all of the tips on how to be safe while they're on spring break. It's just when you get at the beach and you get excited, your parents aren't there, you don't have any homework to do, sometimes you forget. So it's just a good idea to be reminded and keep everything in mind.
Sounds good to me.
If you are looking for a new accessory to bring on your spring break trip, be sure to pick up your Quincy University sunglasses. The ladies of Phi Sigma Sigma will be selling these hot new items every day next week. The price is $3. If you are interested in purchasing a pair, they will be sold in the cafeteria during lunch and dinner next week, or you can ask any Phi Sigma, but hurry, supplies are limited.
Another sign of spring is the second annual Strides for Shannon Color Run and Fun Walk. The Run Walk is scheduled for Saturday, April 5th, and early registration begins February 24th. The cost is $20 for QU students and $25 for the public. Regular registration begins March 17th and costs $25 for QU students and $30 for the public. The event helps raise money for Shannon Peters, the former QU student who was struck by a car January 7th of last year and is currently in recovery. QUTV Sports Director Andy Martinez is here with a bright future for one of the struggling Hawk teams. Andy?
Thanks, Charity. Although the men's basketball team may not be experiencing their ideal season, there has been one silver lining for the Hawks. Redshirt freshman Evan McGaffey has been a revelation for head coach Marty Bell and the Hawks, and I had the opportunity to talk to him about his successful season.
Although the season may not have been what many Hawks fans had hoped for, there has been a few silver linings this season. QU held defending national champions Drury on the ropes earlier in the year and have been competitive in almost every game this season. But the real revelation for this year's team has been the play of redshirt freshman Evan McGaffey, who has put himself in contention for the Great Lakes Valley Conference Freshman of the Year award.
Sometimes they need me more in certain games than they do in other games, so if I need to put the ball in the hoop, I will, but if I can find another guy for an assist or something or dish it off to them, I'm glad to do that too.
Head coach Marty Bell has been ecstatic with McGaffey's play and believes that this should come as no surprise to Hawk fans.
Well, if there was ever a study to be done on the value of redshirting a player, it could be done on him. He has made a tremendous impact on our program, but you got to remember he's a second-year college player.
He had to sit out last season as part of his redshirt year, and although it was difficult to sit out a year, it was a decision that McGaffey knows was worth it.
The redshirt year was big. I really needed to get stronger down low so I could play at this level. So I was kind of weak coming in last year, so it was big for me this year to gain some weight, and then it's just helped me overall.
McGaffey's revelation, coupled with the play of sophomore Dalton Hoover, has given the Hawks a strong presence in the paint and has also created for some electric moments. The pair have combined for countless dunks throughout the season, and Bell knows the excitement that can generate.
If you're a fan, it's a great thing to watch, and there was a game, I think it was the S&T game, where we had about 5 dunks. And I think last year we might not have had 5 dunks in the whole season.
McGaffey's play has eased some of the scoring pressure off senior Chris Babbitt, but McGaffey still knows and understands his role within the team.
It's just big to where we can have more than just Babs have scoring outputs for us every time. I mean, it's good that we can have other people put the ball on the hoop when we need to.
It's an exciting time of the year for sports, with basketball coming to a close and the postseason heating up, and baseball and softball just around the corner. First, the QU women's basketball team continues to be a force to be reckoned with. The Lady Hawks boast a 21-2 record and hold the top spot in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. QU is ranked 10th in the latest national poll, but many people were shocked with the release of the first regional rankings. The regional rankings, which determine which teams make the NCAA tournament, have the Lady Hawks ranked second in the region behind GLVC rival Drury, who the Lady Hawks defeated earlier in the season. QU has 3 remaining games before the start of the GLVC tournament and are in prime position to earn a high seed in both the GLVC and NCAA tournaments. The women's softball team opened up their season last weekend in Arkansas, where they went 4-2 in the Arkansas Monticello 8-State Classic. The Lady Hawks won their opening 3 games of the tournament before dropping 2 of the final 3. QU sophomore Rachel Scrum was named the GLVC Player of the Week, the first person to win the award this season. And in other sports, QU baseball opens up their season this weekend when they make the trip south to Arkansas to take on Arkansas Tech and St. Cloud State. QU was picked to finish second in the GLVC West Division behind Drury, who is the coach's pick to win the conference. This season, the men's volleyball team went 1-3 this past week, dropping 2 MIVA matches against Ball State and IPFW. The Hawks turned their fortunes on Tuesday night when they defeated McKendree in 4 sets to move their record to 5-7.
Thanks, Andy. Well, it's time for another round of Do You Know? Did you know Quincy University has a room of rare books thanks to a selfless act by Franciscan friars? The Germans were destroying all of the religious and intellectual books, so when the friars were fleeing for the U.S. in the late 1800s, they left their own possessions behind to pack their trunks with the books.
All these books should be used by everybody, so the friars kind of gave it to the university, so people can come and study or look at it and read about it.
Finally, if you are anything like us here at QUTV, then you're ready for that much appreciated spring weather. With a high projected of 53 degrees, yesterday was one of the warmest days that the Tri-States has seen in the last few months. QUTV's Joshua Hale talked to a few members of the QU community about what they are looking most forward to this spring.
I'm looking forward to the Easter season, to see how God recreates the world in new life in the form of the flowers growing, the trees blooming once again, the birds singing, how God recreates new life within the world and within us. That's what I'm looking forward to this spring.
Probably the nice weather, finally, so I can go outside again.
I'm most looking forward to not being cold and having an opportunity to wear shorts and no jacket and be able to go camping and boating and just enjoy all of the summer fun activities. So picnics, playing frisbee, all of those cool things.
How about you guys? Are you guys excited for anything this spring?
Pretty much I'm just excited for the weather and to be able to go home and just take a break. You, Andy?
Yeah, I'm ready for the break. I'm ready to get out of school for the week.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, that's a wrap on this week's episode of QUTV. Make sure you follow us on Facebook for the latest campus updates. For the entire QUTV staff, I'm Chairtye Boyd.
And I'm Sarah Valkamp. Until next time, Hawks, keep soaring high.